Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Waves 5 and 6 of 2016 for NASCAR Authentics. We've already taken a look at the Darlington Throwback Wave in Waves 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so check out those videos if you haven't. But today we have Waves 5 and 6. Probably some of the more not very good waves. Wave 6 isn't too bad. Wave 5 is probably my least favorite wave out of every single wave thus far. It is just not a good wave. But why don't we just get the thing out of the way and first talk about the Batman v Superman cars that are in Wave 5. Lionel's biggest mistake ever. Now, initially around March of last year, we got these at Walmart. Walmart exclusive. They had special packaging, they had special cards, but the car was just the regular car. Now, these they overstocked the living shit out of, and it was a big mistake. You see how it says 3 out of 4? That's because there was 4 different Batman cards and 2 different Jimmy Johnson cards. So there was like 6, multiples of like 6 different of the same car. There's a Walmart that I have around here that still has about 20 of these Batman cars just not moving, so they won't restock shit. It's pathetic. And then Walmart's piled up with those. Lionel's like, yeah, I think some people just can't find those. Let's just re-release them in the wave. See, this is just normal. You got Wave 5, the regular stuff on the back. These are everywhere. And guess what? They peg-warmed. The Jimmy Johnson one doesn't peg-warm as much, but the Dale Jr. Batman one is just everywhere. Like, this is just a huge mistake on Lionel's part. Like, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere it's like, oh, I'm glad they released. I could never find them. Those are like my favorite cars ever. But every Walmart I've been to had craploads of those, and like I said, there's still one that I can find like 20 Batman cars on. So maybe if you want the Johnson, that was fine, but the Dale Jr. Batman did not need to get re-released at all. That Walmart I've stopped going to just because I know I'm not going to find anything at. It's probably half the reason why I'm kind of backed up on a few cars out of the last few waves, but whatever. Well, let's just get right into the cars now. We'll just get these two out of the way right in the front. Here we go. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Nationwide Insurance Batman car. Raced at Auto Club Speedway. It's a decent paint scheme. They kind of gave it a like metal look, kind of be like Armored Batman. I do like the cape detail. How it kind of comes down on the hood back into the cape in the rear. It's a nice touch. Does kind of work the black Dale Jr. TV panel into the paint scheme, which is nice. Said that's not too bad paint scheme. I actually do have the 124s of both these. I don't know if I actually reviewed them yet, but I'm a Batman fan, so I grabbed both the ARCs a while back, but this has definitely kind of hurt my love for them. I do like when they get, like, you know, cross-promotion-y type cars like this, you know what I mean? Like, whenever they get, like, the SpongeBob cars or the Turtle cars, now you have superhero cars, like, it's just cool. They're cool paint schemes, they're fun one-offs, they're just kind of more memorable than just some random paint schemes, but who knows if we'll get any more. I would love to just have, like, a whole, like, Justice League set, kind of like we had in 2004, but, like, maybe, like, current, you know, have, like, a Batman car, a Superman car, a Flash car, a Green Lantern car. That'd be kind of fun. They did it for the cartoon back in 2004. It was some, I think, what, Penske, Roush, and I think that was about it. So, not bad. Obviously, this movie being, not sure how to say that nicely. Not sure how to say anything nicely about the movie, but that probably didn't help these cars either. If it was something like a really fun movie or something a lot of people like, they probably would have sold better, but whatever. Here's Jimmy Johnson's, the car that actually ended up winning the race at Auto Club. So that's why this one is a little more popular than the Dale Jr. There's a raced version of this car. I almost got it at one point, but it's just not really a fun raced version. Since I already have the standards, it was just like, eh. It's just a confetti. It does come with a like little mini cape since they were wearing Superman capes in Victory Lane. That's kind of fun. Maybe someday I'll pick one up. Wonder if that's gotten cheaper by now. This one also has the cape thing. You know, it kind of goes in the black and red cape. It ends on the back with the red TV panel. Seems to be a lot of teams doing the different colored TV panel lately. I don't know why. This is kind of nice that it does have the kind of texture of Superman's suit and a little like kind of belt looking thing. That's nice. I do like that this one just says just has the Superman logo, where this one has Batman and then still has to shove the Nationwide logo in on there. Not a fan of that at all. Just keep your logo on the sides. Leave the hood for the special thing. But whatever. Someday I might do, if I haven't done a review on this 124 yet, I'll probably do one at some point to get a full review if you want that. But now let's get into the other cars in this wave, the kind of more cars that actually got picked up by people, because anyone who actually cared about the Batman Superman cars grabbed them back when it was, at Walmart. So 90% of people, unless you're just like really don't have a Walmart in your area, which I envy you if you don't have a Walmart in your area. I didn't know there were any Survivor. Yeah. Here we have Cain's Farmers Insurance Chevy for 2015. After getting the other standards in Wave 4, had to get Cain's in there. Cain's actually did get re-released in Wave 2. Or not re-released, it's the 2016 version, or 2017 version of it. This is the 2016 version of it. I think I might have called the Batman cars 2015. Whatever. Oh, this paint scheme stayed the same for multiple years now, and where some of them, they have a lot of little changes. I don't even know if this one had many changes. Because, Farmers is still there, Great Clips is still there, Valvoline. I don't think Panasonic. Where's Panasonic still sponsoring Cain? I don't know. I have never liked this paint scheme. This looks like a glorified test car. And this is the most failed, fan design car ever. It was just basically like, here's a couple designs, pick from them, and they were all just terrible. This is the best of the three, and that's not saying much. It's kind of a fitting car. Cain's not really doing much, and Cain really needs to do something quick, or he's going to be gone soon. He needs to just win a race and start contending, maybe make the chase, just do something to prove he's still got it. Or they could change the paint scheme, because I really hope this paint scheme doesn't last too much longer. I don't mind paint schemes staying the same, they look good, but this one does not look good at all. I'm sure there's somebody out there that likes it, but I do like the matte finish on it, but, glorified test car. Next up, let's take a look at Kevin Harvick's Jimmy John Chevrolet. Another paint scheme that stayed the same since 2014, I believe. It's the same this year, though they added a little bit more curving to the front. The only change for this year was the roof used to be white in 2014 and 15, then this one in 2016 it got a black roof, which I think looks a little bit better, but I've never liked this paint scheme very much either. It's just a little bit too plain. Black and white is just not a very good color combination. It just looks kind of plain and boring and, whatever. So you see this actually does have different things on the sides. The right side says Thank You America, the left side says Freaky Fast. And that has always pissed me the hell off. Make your logo fit. Don't just put it under where the things are, because you can't cover those. I think at one point you could cover the taillight, but soon enough Chevy and all those manufacturers were like, screw that, show our shit. The car that is quite freaky fast, because it wins all the damn time. Obviously, once again, this does kind of look weird for the kiddie version of it, because, you would have a Busch logo right there, and there's a big blank spot. You would have a Busch logo on the roof, where there's a big blank spot, Whatever. It's kind of essential. You need to have a Kevin Harvick in the line, so you can't complain too much. But I would have rather had maybe the Outback car or the mobile car or any other cars. But I think we had the Jimmy John's car in the new. Probably I think was that was probably in Wave 1 too for 2017, which it is the Ford now, so I'm kind of glad to get the Ford. But whatever. Where this one is just the Chevy that at this point probably people had for like 2 years straight. There's a little bit weird on the spoiler back there. It looks like the wrap is like coming up on the corner. There's blacks coming down to the car, or whatever you want to call that. Next up, we have the one that was probably the hardest to find out of this wave. I had to go on eBay just to get it, and that's Ryan Newman's Caterpillar Chevy for RCR for 2016. Not sure why this one was so hard to find. I found the 2017 one fine, so this one's just a pain in the ass. I really like this paint scheme. I do like the black and yellow cat cars over the kind of white that they have this year, but this paint scheme looked like they were trying to fit in like Quicken Loans when they first brought it in 2015. Because the way they had the white and the red, it just looks more like the Quicken Loans colors that were on this car for a while until they went to Cain. So, I mean, they were gone. They would probably be on the quarter panel there, but I don't know. I do like the matte finish, and the colors are at least right on this car, so can't complain too much. But once again, just a paint scheme that was never really my cup of tea. I also hate when they do something like that. Cut the color just to fit your logo, but whatever. Oh well, this was definitely the hardest one to find, and except I having to go to eBay to find a car, and this is one of the only few. This is literally the only one last year I had to buy off eBay. This year it's already not looking too good because of the stupid Walmarts, and they're getting only the 2017 cars, not the 2016 cars in the waves. And to finish out Wave 5, we have Kyle Busch's Championship Crispy M&M car. If you remember in the last wave, they released the regular Crispy M&M car, actually on the good mold, but had to follow it right up with a chase version that was the championship car for winning the championship. Depending on how much of a good championship it really is, but that's a story for another day. Because I don't believe that somebody who runs half a year should be a champion. But whatever. That does not look good at all. It's getting covered up by the Toyota decals. This one's got a lot of little flaws in it. You see there's like a scrape through the crispy right there. On this side. See there's a little chip on the splitter. The round logo is all messed up. Not sure why that is. Does have all the winter stickers from the year. And does have Monster. Monster Energy right there. I wish they would just make the chase car. I don't like the stupid championship logo on the roof thing. Just make the car. There was not a chase version of this car. Just produce the car normally. It has it ran in Homestead. Chase stuff. Maybe make it a raced version. Or they actually did make a raced version. We've reviewed that raced version. But when did they release that in this line? That would have sold better than this. Oh well. And that's it for Wave 5. Now let's get to Wave 6, which is a much better wave, but still just a little bit standardy. I'm glad they're getting the standards out of the way early this year, because I don't like standards all the way into, like, this was, like, probably June or July when these were coming out. So, first we got Kurt Busch's Haas Automation Chevy. Obviously, you see no Monster anywhere on this car, which isn't really that bad, because this car actually did sort of run like this. There was never a car that ran without Monster, but there is once a year that it does run with Haas on the hood and Haas on the quarter panels instead of Monster on the quarter panels. Some people forgot about that. I don't remember which race it was, but I do remember there was one where it was on the quarter panels and the hood, so this is partially accurate. But the rear car would have had Monster, little logo on the corner of the hood, probably Monster like back in the quarter panel somewhere, and it probably just had Monster on the rear or something. But this has been my least favorite Haas car. Just it kind of looks nice with a Monster, just because it is kind of looks like the red Haas car is like breaking up into the black of the Monster car. But solid Haas doesn't look that great. The 2014 was much better, and the 2013, or no, the 2014 and 2015 were better than this, which has lasted both in 2016 and 2017 now. We did get it in 2017, so whenever we get to that wave, we'll do that. But not too bad, but nothing too special. And now we have another Kyle Busch car that's got a pretty big backstory to it. Here's Kyle Busch's Eminem 75th Anniversary Toyota from 2016. A car that almost never raced. You see, this was going to be the standard. They were going to run that retro car in the speed weeks and maybe I think like Las Vegas or something, and then they were just going to go back to this car. But the retro car was so popular that they kept it. And this car actually didn't look like it was going to run all year. It finally did run in the chase. So technically it's sort of inaccurate because it would have had the chase stuff, but I guess it's still yellow, so who cares. I like this car. I never really liked the retro car. It was kind of neat as like a special Daytona 500 car, but it did not need to stay all year. I would have much rather seen this one all year. It's kind of cool, you know, you have on the back, you have the current red M&M with the old red M&M. You got the M&M 75, celebrating 75 years. The yellow M&M and the old yellow M&M. I do like this side better since it actually has the M&M's logo and then the characters, where this side just has the characters. I also hate side skirt text you can barely even read. It says M&M celebrating 75 years. That's becoming more and more of a like trend, is side skirt text. I don't like it. They kind of kept the same type paint scheme for 2017, though they got rid of the 75th anniversary stuff, but it is kind of the same basic like overall design of the M&M car. Not bad, but you know, this didn't really race for a while, so a lot of us were thinking that this was going to be one of those fantasy type cars. Luckily it did race. Next up, we have another Toyota, Denny Hamlin's FedEx Express Toyota, the Daytona 500 champion for 2016. Pretty nice looking car. This year they've kind of ruined the FedEx car by getting rid of the colors. I mean, this is what it is. They're all just the orange. But it was orange for Express, red for Freight, blue for Office, and green for Ground. This year it's orange for everything, and it kind of takes away the fun of this car, because it's like, you know, you're just looking at the exact same car literally all year. This car only changes for a couple sport clip races, and that's it. You maybe get an occasional FedEx special paint scheme, like the one he ran at Sonoma against Tony Stewart last year. He also had a cool paint scheme at Daytona that was like black, red, and white. But this is a pretty nice paint scheme. The black with the purple and the orange and the different colors made for a nice paint scheme. This year's just solid purple. They kind of got rid of the black and the colors. It's solid purple with a little orange design on the side, but see if that gets released. But not much to say about that car either. Now for yet another car that stayed the same for a few years, Austin Dillon's Cheerios Chevrolet. Don't have to worry about this one staying the same in 2017 because Cheerios straight left RCR. This car's always funny because this car was said to be fake initially. Back in like late 2013, a picture of this car leaked. And everyone's like, oh my god, the 3's back. Cheerios, wow, Austin Dillon's going to be in Cup, yay. And then RCR's like, yeah, no fantasy concept car, just ignore that. And what do you know, it actually was the real car. That's why you never want to believe when people deny things, because some people are like, oh, okay, the team denied it, it's fake, guys, everyone can just forget about it. And then half the time they end up being real, they're just trying to cover it up. I never really liked this paint scheme. It was a little too simple for me. I like the Cheerios cars that have a little bit more of a design to them. Like the old Petty cars were nice, and that like Jeff Burton car with like the honeycomb pattern was kind of nice, but this is too plain. And the black on the side just seems very pointless. Like they were like, have to get the 3 end of the black right there. Gotta have a black number 3. I also don't like that the strips just kind of end once the Cheerio logo hits. But I don't know if they're actually sponsoring anyone this year. They kind of did appear on one of the JTG cars, but those are just kind of through Kroger, so I don't know if that thinks that's not really a real sponsorship. I don't know if we're actually going to see a Cheerios car at all this year. Oh, there, the stripes do continue back there. That looks just stupid. Stop. Continue, stop. Whatever. You have to get an Austin Dillon car in this, so can't complain too much. But, again, just another kind of plain standard type looking car. Let's get down with the sort of standards. So this is kind of a secondary standard, and that's Jimmie Johnson's Cobalt Tools Chevrolet. Every year, in addition to the regular blue Lowe's car, he has the black Cobalt car, which I've always liked better than the blue Lowe's car. This year looks kind of cool, actually. Hope we get that in the FedEx line. I'm sure we will. It's Jimmie Johnson, but like I said, this design was pretty nice. Had the metallic silver, the matte black, just cool paint scheme. Can't complain too much. Though again, like I said, the reason I wasn't really into these two waves just because like I don't want still generic top driver standards into wave like 5 and 6 and 7. You know what I mean? It's just like get the boring stuff out of the way early in the first few waves. Get the standards, the Dale Juniors, the Chase Elliott's, the Johnsons, the Kyle Busches. Just get them out of the way right away so we can get into the more fun stuff. But you know, this is definitely one of my more enjoyed standards. Now let's get into a couple special paint schemes or alternate sponsors. We have a couple more Hendrick cars. Here we have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s TaxSlayer.com Chevy. He raced this in the Sprint Unlimited, and I believe wrecked. And this paint scheme ran multiple times in the Xfinity Series for Junior Motorsports. So it was nice to get them on the Cup car once. I do kind of like when sponsors cross over between series like that for teams. It was a pretty nice paint scheme. The red and the white looks pretty nice. It kind of has that like old sort of Wrangler-y type design to it. The less known Wrangler car, not the one that everyone thinks of with the like that he ran a few times with the like varying, the yellow kind of breaks up into the blue. You know how Dale Jr. likes his retro type designs? The real car had more of a sparkly gold than this one had. You got the sparkly gold on the Chase Elliott win, so not a bad paint scheme, pretty nice. And last but not least, for Wave 6, we have Chase Elliott's Kelley Blue Book Chevy. Ironically enough, Kelley Blue Book left Jr. and went to Chase. And I believe Kelley Blue Book and Auto Trader are owned by the same company or something, so it's funny that they do sponsor two different teams like that. This paint scheme was okay. I like some of Dale Jr.'s Kelley Blue Book cars better than this one. This year's is better than this one. Well, this year's, as in 2017, is better than this from 2016. But got the rookie stripes, got a nap on the deck lid. Wow, interesting how they just put it there, not have to put a whole random Napa blue box around it. The whole car is metallic blue if that's coming across. Pretty much all Chase Elliott's paint schemes really look kind of weird on the side, like the numbers blended in a little too much on these paint schemes for some reason. Well, this is kind of an essential car to have, you know, one of a rookie phenomenon. Everyone is all over Chase Elliott. He's becoming the new Dale Jr., which is kind of making me not like him. I hate those drivers just have, like, everyone will, like, shit on every driver that does anything, and then, like, oh, Dale Jr., Chase Elliott, or one of those drivers does, like, they, like, lose it, run into someone, wreck, cause 3 people to wreck, and they're just like, oh, it's okay, he's just a rookie, it's fine. And then, like, somebody else does it, and they're like, dirty shithead, he should be banned. Oh, NASCAR fans never cease to amaze people. Pretty nice paint scheme. Definitely an essential, but I definitely like this year's Kelley Blue Book car better. So let's get all these cars back into the frame here. Like I said, not a very good couple waves. Had a couple good cars, but just overall really weak and really just too full of standards and such, and that's just not what people want. We want special paint schemes. We want cool paint schemes. We want stuff we actually want to buy. We don't want to have to spend an entire wave just on nothing but standards every year. So, like I said, it looks like this year they're doing a lot better. The first couple waves that are right around Daytona have a bunch of the standards, and then we've already gotten like Juniors and Johnsons and all that good stuff. So, hopefully that leads to more fun cars later. Like I said, if you want any of these, some of these cars are definitely still laying around. You can get the Batman, Superman cars, probably Casey Cains, maybe Harvicks, Johnsons. So the only ones that really sold out of these waves are the Ryan Newman Caterpillar, the Chase Elliott Kelley Blue Book, the Kyle Busch car, and that was about it. Everything else, maybe the Johnson Superman sold kind of well, but most of these cars peg-worm for a while. Like I said, so some of these you'll have to get off eBay. Most of these you can probably still find if you look around at your stores, especially if you're some of those stores that do seem to complain that you only have old stock. But I guess at that point you probably already bought it if you want it. But, oh well. I think that's your sellers to say. This has been a review of Wave 5 and 6 of NASCAR Authentics 2016. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.